Hi, everyone. Good morning. All right, let me tweet really quick that we're live. I just sent Bruce the link, and so he should be here very soon. I'm going to tweet really quick that we're live, and then I'll be right back. Okay. All right. I just tweeted. Bruce is going to be here any second. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it was a few weeks ago, maybe even like just a little over a month ago, when Bruce first got in touch with me, and he was I was actually right after my first appearance on BitBoy's stream, or maybe it was right after his first appearance on my stream. Anyway, Bruce wanted me to start doing some promotional work for Evai. And I was like, I have to make sure that it fits with my brand. And then that's when I realized that just like even accepting payment to promote something really didn't fit with my brand and probably wouldn't be okay with all of you. So instead of taking payment, I told Bruce, hey, you know what? How about we trade networks? Like, how about I do some promotion and you give me increased access to your network? And I did that because Bruce has been working in the crypto space for a really long time. He is connected with a lot of people, and I thought that it would be really, really valuable. So he's here. I'm going to add him to the stream, and we're going to talk about Evai and about a lot of different crypto things. And feel free to drop your comments in those, drop your questions in the comments. Okay. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hello from beautiful Monte Carlo.
Yeah. So we're doing this at like a really odd time. This isn't my normal stream time. We've been trying to like catch up for a while, but like we haven't really been able to find a time that worked for both of us. So when you proposed this time yesterday, I was like, yeah, let's make it happen.
Exactly. Well, it's a part of our business, right? It's a worldwide international business that we are in and we've been in. We're going all over the world, and we tried to hook up in Dubai. The time difference was a little harder to do, but here in Monte Carlo in Europe, I think it's a bit easier, even though you're on the East Coast. But you're doing all kinds of stuff. So cool to watch how you're growing your network and everything else. I know Vegas was a lot of fun for you. And everyone loved their Evai video, So,
I owe you another one.
Sit down and catch up. I know.
I owe you another one.
I'm a fan, of course.
Huh?
I said I'm a fan, of course. I love them.
Yeah, no, I know. I like doing them. They're really fun. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if anybody has noticed, but this is my new necklace. Someone gave this to me in Las Vegas. Wasn't that nice? I really like it. It's a HEX necklace.
Beautiful.
So
nice.
Bruce, really quick before we get into Evai and what you're doing in Monte Carlo and all the latest there, can you let's do like because of our networking trade, I now get to speak at the blockchain conference in October in Dubai. So anyone who doesn't know, who hasn't heard me say that yet, that's a pretty big deal, right?
These are facts. And, Dubai is almost like a second home to myself and a lot of crypto people. My brother David, who's actually holding the camera for me at the moment, he hasn't even, been home in months. He's just been kind of going country to country. But Dubai, it has a very helpful government and a good situation set up for crypto entrepreneurs. And if fast-track visa, you can work directly with the government. And once you have that visa, you can open up in different free zones that they have. One of them is the DMCC. So as you know, my client Evai is one of those. They're one of the first clients actually to open up in that free zone in the DMCC. They have very nice office space on like the 100 and something floor in some really wonderful building there. And there's no tax. And now they've partnered, even yesterday, they announced partnering with one of the banks, and now they're crypto banking as well. So Dubai is one of those places where, you look and it's a kingdom and you have the rulers and everything else, and you're always kind of a guest, okay? but they're doing a great job.
Unless you marry an Emirati.
And well, it's a little easier for you, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's actually true. You're right. I didn't really think about the like gender switch there, but yeah, you're totally right. That would be.
Yeah, it's funny how you girls think. I never thought of that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Gender bias exists both ways.
But that's pretty funny. Yeah, of course, if you marry an Emirati, I think everything changes. But, you know, the laws and everything over there are very favorable. You know, don't do anything stupid. You know, guys come over. I know, you know, they're smoking stuff all over the place in the U.S., and that's not something that you want to do over there. You know, follow the rules. You're there for business. Everybody's very sharp. There are very few accidents because people aren't drunk and they're not on drugs all the time and everything else. And it's a place where you can go and make a lot of money. And that's what we've been doing. So full support of the government, and we'll be doing more and have more announcements as we move forward.
And so I actually lived in Dubai for a couple of years when I was in college, when I was in graduate school, like doing my doctoral research. So
that's awesome.
So it's been, you know, over a decade since I've been back, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting to see all of the ways in which it's changed.
Well, and that's, you know, it's changed quite a bit. But, you know, even back then, I'm sure, you know, the thing about Dubai that has always been known, I mean, I've been traveling there for years, is that it's very accepting, you know, pretty much accepting, you know, within a range of all types of people and races and everything else. And there was actually a new accord that was signed under the Trump administration in their last few months. And that accord has opened up the country to Jewish people and Israelis owning property there and everything else. So property is skyrocketing because, of course, you know how the Israelis roll. They're like buying it up in like swaths and everything else. But it's really happening, and they're very open society. So I'm very supportive of what they have going on there, and happy to welcome you to the stage in October. October is basically will be they're going to call it a blockchain week, but it's almost like a blockchain month that they'll have there in October. So it'd be totally awesome.
Well, I'm really, really looking forward to it for several reasons. I have a lot to say. This will be my first crypto conference like stage presentation. So I'm really excited. I've already kind of like started mapping it out, and then I'm like, okay, you got to calm down because it's still several months away. All right. So let's get into what Evai is, what you do with Evai, and tell us what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So, you know, I at this point in my career, I've been in for a long time, right? So the one-offs, you know, pushing this and pushing that and everything else is not really my business model. I'd like to focus on real companies that are doing something that are going to be around. So one of them, of course, you can see right up here is Revolution Populi. We did a very good job with them, you know, pumped them through their token sale, which was done totally within the regulations of the United States. You know, we didn't let any U.S. or Canadians or anything participate.
That's really big with this crowd.
Yes, it's a really big.
Making sure that you're in compliance with U.S.
you
laws.
Have to be. I'm in Washington, D.C. most of the time, you know, so I know these people. These people, my kids play soccer with them. They're on the swim team with these people. Like, I know these people, you know, and so for me, especially, it's very obvious that I have to follow these things, and very easy for one of my friends as well to say, hey, Bruce, man, you better watch out. You know, this is going on. So that was one of them. We took them from, you know, I think 0.0005 to 12 cents. Now, of course, as the new partnerships and everything roll out, we'll start to see that build back up. But that was a really big success for us. Then we started working with Evai, and I met these guys, Evai, a few months ago, and same type of setup, you know, really crackerjack team. Professor Andros Gregoris is meeting us here in Dubai. I'm here actually for the Retosa Family Office Investment Summit. I'm a speaker here as well as a sponsor and a media partner. So we're full faceted here. But I met these guys, and what they have is a rating system that's been put together by this Professor Andros, and he's a, you know, tenured professor at, the name escapes me, that's horrible, but he is on the advisory board of the Bank of England, and he's actually the guy who made the algorithm that ended up pulling the Bank of England out of their problems like 10 or 15 years ago when the markets collapsed and everything. So he's very well known in the space, and he's a liquidity expert. And so if you look at the liquidity on the token, the liquidity is fantastic. I mean, you can drop, tens of thousands of dollars on there, and it really doesn't move that much. Now, when the market all tanks, of course, things are tied together and it moves one way or the other, of course, as Ethereum and everything moves. That's the way it works. But,
what's its primary liquidity tied to, if you know, just curious?
Well, they move it. It's very interesting. So they'll move it as the market moves. They'll move it from BUSD or USDT to Ethereum or however that works. And so they'll ride it out both ways. And they're actually getting licensed for their fund right now. So I'm not able to take on new fund clients, which was kind of a bummer. I wanted to be able to do that here in Monaco. But once that is through, they did like 100%. Not the last month when the market, with this latest market crash, but the market crash before that, when it popped and everything else, they did 100% on there. So they're using that rating systems that's been developed by Andres Gregorios and other people. I think were involved, but he was the main guy. They're able to rate the different crypto assets. And so if you sign up at their site, Evai.io, you have a dashboard in there. They're building a DEX and everything for it. But it rates the different crypto assets. And they're going to add NFTs as well, using the same algorithms and with maybe a few tweaks to it. We were talking about whether we should add Elon Musk in there as a factor. But yeah, it's and here's the thing. It's a real company. They raised, over $5 million, which I agreed isn't that a total ton of money, but it was enough to get them started. They have full support of the government there. They're really the first baby company to come out of the DMCC in Dubai. So there's a lot going for them. They're really going to go the distance, and even just what we're doing here, and them joining me here at the Retosa Family Office Summit, and also I'm speaking at the CC Forum. We're media partner there as well. This is a week here in Monaco as well, and they're joining there as well. So they're doing all the right things to put this together, and that's really what's important, because people think they're going to start a token, they're going to start a coin, and people are going to throw money at them. And it takes a lot of money, especially these days, to start something like that. And there's a lot of regulations, a lot of hoops. It's not like the old days when you put up some code, and if it was some new code, everybody would mine it.
White paper and a green, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, all these coins now, back in the day, we would all call them all pre-mined scam coins, but it's the way it works now, you have this percent for the team and this percent for that, and, this and that. But it's a business now. It's a real business, and you can see that even more banks. I just saw before we got on, more banks in the U.S. are going to be accepting. You see what's going on in Latin America, Central and South America. We really changed the world, and we're continuing to change the world, and it hasn't stopped yet. The governments of the world have started to figure out what's going on, and that's why you start to see some pushback and different things. Poor my friend John McAfee, of course, what just happened to him, which I don't even want to get into that much. Everyone copied my tweet. I put the post out there. When he got arrested a year ago, I almost posted, a week ago, he posted this, calling out the deep state, and now he's arrested. But I thought, well, you know what, Bruce, why don't you just shut up? And I didn't post it. But then when he was, of course, when he passed, I thought, well, let me post this. And so I posted that. And then it was picked up by a bunch of other different people. Same exact wording and everything, which it was fine. I wanted to get the words out. I wanted people to see what was going on. But we're going to get a lot of that pushback from different governments as the fiat monetary system that they've been using for so long to fund whatever they want and do whatever they want, and in the U.S. pay for all types of different wars and everything else that we do, is marginalized. And what we're doing is taking power back. We're taking power back. We're taking our wealth back. We're taking our resources back from these governments. And it's a peaceful revolution. There's no shots being fired. Okay, we're not, throwing bombs or anything like that. It's a peaceful revolution, and everybody in the world really needs to step into it and join it, because the world that we leave for our kids and our grandkids is going to come around this monetary instrument, this monetary technology that we have been so lucky to work with and be around and have so much influence over the last decade.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I remember like very early on when I first, got into crypto, within the first couple of weeks or a month, I remember saying, okay, so when
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Audience, can you hear me? Someone drop me a comment and let me know if you can hear me. Yep, they can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
I'm not sure what happened.
So the audience can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me. Bruce Porter, can you hear me?
I don't know. Do we have to start this one again? I don't know what to say.
Can you hear me?
Let me look at the chat here. No one. Yeah, I mean, I see you. Hello?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I'm moving over to the chat just so we can do. I don't know.
Oh, okay, can you put your USB back in?
It happened when Randy kept calling me continuously.
All right, I just sent Bruce a Telegram message, hopefully seeing, if he can put his USB back in and if that works. But while we wait for that to happen, I'll just tell you what I was trying to tell him, which was, wow, Monaco looks beautiful, which was that like very early in crypto, I realized that buying Bitcoin or buying Ethereum was like shorting the dollar. And then, it took me like a little while to think about why that, how I felt about that, and realized that like really I was okay with defunding the war machine. Someone's asking, does Bruce know what HEX shares are worth? Guys, I don't know. I am planning to ask him those questions, but I haven't been able to yet because, we give people a chance. On my show, I give people a chance to talk about what they want to talk about, and then I take my turn to integrate what I want to talk about. So everyone, please be just like a teensy bit patient. Bruce was really, amazingly willing to help me with accessing his network, and that's been really,
that's
really
obviously
helpful.
not going to work.
So
reload.
Can you hear me now?
We're live.
Read that, Bruce. Read.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
All right, so hopefully he reconnects. Well, you guys, he is on location. Let's try to be nice, all right? Hey, here he goes. He's back.
I'm back. Hey, thank you, whoever that is.
Kinetics.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You were right. I was like ready to hit the reset, but I didn't want to. But that was exactly it. I had someone calling me continuously, and I kept ignoring it, and it messed it up. So I don't know where we left off. And you were talking about all kinds of stuff too, but I kind of went off, not on a tangent because it's very important, all the stuff that's going on. But Evai is really right in there in the midst of the revolution and leading the way in Dubai and everything else. And so Very good
And a
company.
lot of people, so most of my audience, as you know, are like, they're Hexicans. They're really heavily invested in Hex. They're like anti-traders. So,
Yeah.
like this whole thing, when you brought the idea to me, I was like, oh, I don't know if this really works with my brand, but we made it work with my brand because of the network trade, right?
Yes, well, absolutely. And they did add, initially they added 100, so they plan to add 300. So Hex should be in the next 300. I'm going to push for that. Obviously, I dropped this live feed in their Telegram room and everything else. But, that, of course, is, community, if people are saying, hey, we want to be in there soon. They plan to add everybody. So what we want to do is have Hex add them quickly.
So one
and
thing that I noticed, I was on Evai's website last night, and I was looking, and I was like, it's not ranked in the top coins. And so I was wondering where Evai pulls their data aggregator, information from. Does that come from CoinMarketCap or?
They're using their own AI system to do that. So it's not coming from CoinMarketCap. But they only have like 120 assets on there right now, right? It's not, they haven't added more. Yep. So I think they're adding another 300 or so in the next couple of weeks. And, awesome. And of course, my advice and everything has been as well to add coins like Hex with a wonderful community. And
Hex actually has the number 4. Actually, if you looked strictly at market cap, Hex is number 4 by market cap. It's misreported by most,
I know. Well, I see the tweets, since you and I started kind of going back and forth on the Evai, I've had, and I follow people back. So when people follow me, most time, if I see it, I'll follow them back. And so we can be friends, right? And so I see the different things, to CoinMarketCap, like why aren't we showing, and everything else. So they must be using some kind of algorithm as well to do that. I'm not sure.
They're actually excluding the coins that are held by the OA. So all of the coins that are, presumably held by Richard, but actually held by an entity that we don't know what it is, called the OA or the origin address, they exclude those from the market cap of the circulating supply.
Interesting.
Even though they don't exclude Satoshi's coins from the market cap. Isn't that interesting?
Well, yeah, but what are you going to do?
Well, actually,
I don't know. I think that our rating systems for Evai will be different than that. Obviously, they're going to use their AI system to put it in there. And, I think some communities may not be happy with where they rank, and others will be very happy with where they rank. And hopefully Hex, and I think Hex will be very happy with where they rank. Because to me, when I see things and when I invest in coins, I like to see all the chatter and everything else that's going on there, and then some longevity, of course, because there's so many rug pulls these days and everything else. But that's pretty important. But you guys have a great community. I know you had your thing down there in Vegas, and
it was fun.
You were a big hit from what I saw, where I gathered on the chat as usual. And it was a big hit. It looked like you guys had a good showing there and a lot of support. And that's really what you want in order to make a good cryptocurrency, a decentralized cryptocurrency.
Yep, totally. Okay, so I want to ask you, so when you asked me about Evai and I asked you about network sharing, you were like, I thought for sure that you were going to say, no, I can't be involved with that kind of controversy. And you didn't even hesitate. So I was just curious, what your familiarity level with Hex is.
Well, my good friend Josh from Potcoin told me, man, you got to check out this Hex. This was like a year ago, whenever everything was going on. He's like, man, these guys, it's like half of the people hate them and the other half of the people love them. But man, the people that hate them, they hate them. And what they did was a little, maybe questionable, but look what they accomplished and everything else. And guys, I've been in since, it's over a decade now. Okay. So we were buying Bitcoins for $50. All right. And I've seen a bunch of questionable crap. All right. And, nothing that I've ever done, of course. Not me.
Never.
Me. But, I've also seen people mature and come out and like everything else. And I don't know all the specifics, but what I look at is the overall picture of everything and the overall community of what's going on in HEX, and it looks positive. So of course I'm gonna support you, and unless
Well,
someone
and
screws me
you've
over or
known
something,
me
which doesn't
since
look like.
before I was involved with HEX too.
Right, of course. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So, really quick, I don't know if you've ever used like a time deposit or a CD.
Uh-huh.
So HEX is a high yield CD on the blockchain. And that's, that's why the HEX community has been so like, what do you mean it's a scam? Like, it's literally a CD. All you have to do is stake your coins and they earn interest, and you never give up your, admin keys. They're always in your possession. It's fully decentralized. And and so that's really what HEX is all about. And it kind of takes some time to wrap your mind around it, but I have always been a really big fan of time deposits, and the monetization of time seems like something that would be really, really useful for a lot of people. Of course, thousands of new millionaires have been made in the last, year and a half from just buying and holding, or just buying and staking HEX.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's like I was talking to my brother David, who's my confidant partner, and of course back here behind the camera.
Hi,
We travel
David.
everywhere. Hi. If we had held, I work with different parties that when we trade and everything else, but if we had held our positions from, this time and that time and this time and that time, they would be worth so much money now. And so it is a strategy of investing. Of course, now when the market's going to turn, like of course I knew the market was going to turn last night, it's hard not to go ahead and sell your positions and buy back in lower. But certainly this strategy of just holding, especially in a bull market, or if you're going to hold for years on end, it's a winning strategy. I mean, there's nobody that can argue anything about that. Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies, excuse me, are the best performing assets out there. There's nothing better. So it's interesting, and of course, it's working for you guys. Now, when everything starts to time lock and everything else, that'll be another thing where we'll be watching. But the biggest thing, really, for a cryptocurrency to be successful is the community. And as long as you have that community there, and a use case, of course, then you're doing pretty good. But yeah, we do all kinds of stuff, and the HEX that hold and staking and everything else. There's definitely something to be said for what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. So, we're really big fans. Of course, the longer that you time lock, the higher that your interest rate is. So, we've got I'm personally a fan of holding liquid, so that if there's a major price pump, I can, take some profits and potentially buy back in. And then also having a majority stake so that it's earning no matter what. I know that you have to wrap things up really quick. One of the reasons why I thought that there could be some synergies between Evai and HEX and, us working together is that one thing that HEX really wants, or that, Richard really wants for HEX, is that because so many people hate the asset so much, we really want it to be traded on chain so that people can short it. We want margin trading for HEX on chain. So we're trying really hard to get in touch with some exchanges that offer on-chain margin and leverage trading. And, hopefully that's one of those things that we'll be able to work together on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, margin trading, we margin trade a lot,
You need to be listed on a platform where that happens, though.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I hear you. It's so important for a coin because, of course, if you get into a platform where you can margin out 10x or something like that, you have 1 Bitcoin, you can put 10 Bitcoins in buys. You can, and sells as well. You can really open up to volume and money and everything else. I mean, there's nothing like, putting up 50 grand and, margining out, $250,000 or something like that, and following those market moves. Now, of course, you can lose your butt which we've all done as well. Elon, gosh, man, I wanted to like kill Elon a few times. Elon Musk is the only person that I have on people get wrecked on margin trading. Yeah, but we
Yeah,
also
they
make a
do.
lot of money. You can make
People
a lot
do
of money.
direct margin trading.
I saw all those Bitcoin buys coming in, 100 Bitcoin buys, boom, on Saturday, right? They were just coming in hot and they were getting eaten. But shoot, guys, like, all right, I thought the bottom was around 29, 30 anyway, but this is 30, 31 and a half, 32. And, this looks like the bottom. I mean, the buys coming in were massive. I hadn't seen that volume of 100 Bitcoin plus buys in years. And so when I saw that, hey, that market's going to pump. So why not leverage out? If it's funny money, if it's money that you need to pay the rent or your mortgage or whatever else, then of course don't do it. But if you're in the business and you're trying to make money with it, why not open up some long positions and ride that up? I mean, it just makes sense.
So check this out. Someone just tipped me. Rakam Rochelle, $500. Go stake more, Nerd Girl. I absolutely will. Thank you so very much. So someone just said this is counter to the HEX narrative, and I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you. So trading is counter to the HEX narrative, but HEX's founder wants HEX to be available for on-chain margin trading. So that's what we're doing here. That's what that requires having connections with people who are outside of our existing community. That requires hearing other people's perspectives and let's get HEX margin trading. That doesn't mean that you have to margin trade it. It means that those who want to have the option of getting wrecked will have that option. That's freedom, guys. Right. That's freedom.
You can get wrecked or be sipping champagne in Monte Carlo.
Yeah. Or you can have champagne in Monte Carlo. Hey, Nerd Girl, shout out to Overwatch partners.
Overwatch partners.
Thanks for all the support, Overwatch. Okay, Bruce, what have I not asked you? Oh, you know what? One thing, we never really talked about this. There was a while where you have faced some controversy yourself, right? People have called you a scammer.
No idea what you're
talking about.
No idea
what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of funny because of course, if you've been in as long as I have, there's been this, that, and the other. And it's like I told my wife long time ago, because of course she was a professional cheerleader, and it was fun and this and that. But at a certain point, the girls, sometimes the claws come out and this and that. And I just would tell her, honey, it's gonna be okay. You just ride it out. You know what I mean? You just keep doing your thing. You keep doing the right thing. And that's kind of how you have to be in life. I mean, number one, when you're getting obstacles or you're getting flack like that, of course, one thing is look at it, right? But the other part is to not give them any of your energy. And that's always been something that I have, if you noticed, I don't really talk about it. And actually, you wanted to do an interview a couple of years ago, and I didn't really want to give anybody my energy. You know what I mean? Why in the world? I have 95,000 people following me who don't know anything about it. 99% of them don't know anything about anything. All they know is me and what I do, and I'm kind of political, and I've been pushing this Bitcoins and crypto and global boost and everything for so long. And now we finally hit it, right? We've hit it. And but that's the big thing, is that you just keep doing what you're doing, and that's what I kind of live by. I always, if I can, then I must, right? And then I don't like to give any energy to people that aren't helping me or helping other people. And that's one of the things we do as well. We do a lot of charity work. We sponsor events for the blinded veterans. We build food forests. We do all this stuff. And nobody's perfect, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm definitely in the game, and I'm working it, and I'm having a great time, having a lot of success. And one of those reasons is really, and it's something I want everybody to take away from it. Just focus on the positive, and keep moving your stuff forward. what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you're able to achieve. In your mind, you know what you can achieve. And you really want to focus on that, and just the rest is just noise. It's just noise. And actually, most people will come around. Most people will come around. If you just keep doing the right thing, most people come around. And that's it. And so, you got to last and everything else. So it is one thing that I'll also say that as a group, as a crypto group, we want to be supportive of each other. And if we see stuff like that happening, kind of like you did back then, reach out. And, if we see stuff like that, we need to all be pushing each other forward. We're all in this together. It's a revolution, and it's a peaceful revolution, and we're all part of it. So
I agree.
Encourage each other.
I agree. That's why my focus has always been tribalism. So real quick, just in case anybody's not seeing the comments, Rockham, the person who donated $500, is a HEX Pulse whale, huge community supporter. He used to have a green HEX Lambo, which I believe that he sold to buy more HEX recently.
Nice.
And so we want to just really huge thank you to Rockham for your donation here and for everything that you've done for the community.
You're the man.
And you know what? Someone says, hey, I didn't invest in HEX to save the world or others. I did it to make money. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Okay, Bruce, check out HEX. The more you will like it. Hey, I'm going to send you, Bruce, the kind of brief overview of HEX and how it functions when we get off this call. And yeah,
Fantastic.
A lot of people are saying, well said, Bruce. They'll come around. Just keep pushing forward. Yep, awesome. Absolutely. Guys, all right, everyone, thank you. Bruce, anything else?
It's an evolution, but you can get involved in crypto, never getting too big and going to stay flat forever. I don't know. I didn't understand that. But thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and it's we're gonna have follow my Twitter at Networks Manager. We're gonna be going live here at the Retosa Family Office event. This is the first time that I'm aware of that they've really let a crypto company come in here and be media partners. So we're official media partner for the Retosa event. A lot of big money here. They're managing like $4 trillion or something ridiculous like that. The family office alone. I met Anthony Retosa in Dubai. I had an interview with him there in front of the NASDAQ sign, so that was very good. A week from now, we'll be at the CC Forum, another big high-profile event here in Monte Carlo. If you guys can make it out, I mean, obviously making it to this event, you probably won't be able to make it, but the next event in Monte Carlo is the 6th through the 9th, the CC Forum. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. My man Max throws that. I've been involved for quite a while, so stay tuned. Love everybody.
Let's do your Twitter one more time. Someone's asking. It's at Networks Manager.
At Networks Manager. Been on there a long time.
You have been on for a very long time. Thanks so much for your time, Bruce.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to send you some information. You send me some information, and I will get another Evai video made and put out. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, so in about 13 hours.
All right. Oh, and thanks for waking up so early to make this happen. I think it's
you know what? I'm always up at this time because I'm up for work. You know what? The one thing that I forgot to do, and I can't believe it's because I already feel like we already have this, but have you ever seen my show? And I ask people, will you build a bridge with me?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So
awesome.
We've got another HEX Pulse bridge built, new connections made. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will see you tonight. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.